I recognize you guys.
Hello, hello.
Kayla Harrison,
That's
two-time
me.
Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, yeah, last time I checked, yeah.
Peter Murray,
Great to be
CEO of the Professional Fighters League. This is interesting, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
This is very exciting.
It's with great pleasure to announce that the new home of the PFL will be ESPN. So
Wow.
we're part of the ESPN family, and we couldn't be more excited.
Wow. Kayla's very excited.
All of our events in 2019, our regular season, our playoffs, and our championship will be live on ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, as well as ESPN Plus. In addition, we have shoulder programming year-round for fans that will also distribute across ESPN's platforms.
But for me, as an MMA fan, to have another organization here at ESPN, and not just the UFC, because that's a big deal in its own right, but to have now two organizations, to me, signals the fact that ESPN is the worldwide leader in MMA as well, and their commitment to the sport is huge. But I've heard about this for quite some time, and at first I was like, wow, two MMA organizations on ESPN? It almost seemed too good to be true. And I think for MMA fans, now with ESPN Plus, and at first they're like, oh, $4.99 should I pay? Now you're going to get prelims on, and you said May 9th is the first event?
Yep.
And then a lot of the main card, the majority of the main cards will be on television, on linear television, ESPN2.
Every single event will be on linear combined with ESPN Deportes.
Yes.
As well as ESPN Plus.
Okay, the last time I spoke to you, you talked about your desire to be the first one to beat Chris Cyborg.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I was surprised. You know, I train with Amanda. I know how hard she hits. I know, you know, she has this, one thing that I strive for and why I enjoy working with her so much is her confidence. I like training with her, but, you know, for me, again, this is why the PFL is so great, because it's not necessarily about, okay, let's make this big, huge super fight. I'm going to fight in a division. I'm going to have to prove myself over multiple fights, multiple times to be champion. And now I'm just chasing legacy.
One of the things that I think is actually really smart about what you guys do is essentially the season format allows for the fans to sort of miss you guys, right? You know, that's one of the NFL is the most popular sports property on earth. But come February, first week of February, they go away. And then come July, when training camp opens,
fired up
everyone's like foaming at the mouth.
Sure.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
So you build
I
demand.
like this.
Yeah,
Boy,
we'll
that
have
is
I
true.
mean, we'll tell stories year round and following the athletes in training camp. They inspire the fans, but for sure, having a league format, a season that starts in May and finishes up at the end of the year, it's easy to follow. In our view, it's built to create stars, and advertisers and sponsors really understand how to activate a league model.
But it's also better. It's better for the fans. You know the fighters, and it's better for the athletes. You know, you're not going to sit there waiting by the phone for 6 months wondering when you're going to fight again, you know, being pulled around and jerked around. And you know, this is the season, this is when it starts, this is how it goes, this is the format. You know, it's professional. Also starting the season a little bit earlier, you know, because there were a lot of, you know, medical suspensions and fighters with injuries. So the longer the season is, the easier it is for athletes to be able to fight and continue to fight.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think maybe to add to that, what Kayla's saying, she's right on. We actually, our first half of the season, which is May and June, those three events, will then take a 4-week break.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then we'll come back at it for the second half of the regular season in July and August. So those athletes will get an opportunity to prepare for the upcoming fights on the back end.
And you see it right there. The PFL has signed a 2-year deal with us, ESPN, baby. ESPN and ESPN Plus becoming the exclusive home of the Professional Fighters League here in the U.S. And very happy. I actually didn't know this about TSN, which is the worldwide leader in sports or I guess the Canadian leader in sports, I should say. Worldwide leader in Canadian sports, maybe. That's huge. I didn't know about that. So thank you for that heads up. And that starts also with the first show on May 9th as well. So there you have all the information. First show, May 9th. It's just so exciting to be here and to see all the old guard sports people now starting to say, like, what's this MMA thing?
And you're in charge of it all, Ariel.
I am.
You're like the leader.
I think you are the face. It's so smart that you bring her along because she's good at these interview things. I don't know if you know this.
Absolutely.
I just enjoy having a
Kayla's
good
great
conversation, and you're the best at conversation, aren't you?
I appreciate that, Kayla.